what's going on, everybody? It's me again, Gold and Blue Dude. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. This is the home of the college football video every single day just for you. Today I wanted to make a video on the I Told You So list. Teams that have done pretty much what I said they would do when I talked about them in the preseason. Don't worry. I'm also going to make a list on the teams that I've been completely wrong about. And you know who is going to be at the top of the list. First, let's talk about the teams that I thought was going to be successful. We're going to start off with Boston College. I thought Boston College would compete at a high level in the ACC and finish near the top in the ACC. So far, so good. They're 4-1. They're only lost a road trip to Clemson. Remaining schedule, number 22 NC State, at Louisville, at Syracuse, Virginia Tech, at Georgia Tech, Florida State, number 16 Wake Forest. So yeah, I think Boston College will have a decent season and get to a bowl. Staying in the ACC, Virginia. I told y'all Virginia was going to have a nice season this year. They have a great coach. So far, 4-2. Remaining schedule, Duke, Georgia Tech, at number 19 BYU, number 14 Notre Dame, at Pitt, and Virginia Tech. I think Virginia's going to be just fine and get to a bowl. Another team I was right about and people were like, no, Golden Blue Dude, they're going to lose to Notre Dame and Indiana. I'm talking about Cincinnati. They're number 3 in the nation right now and undefeated. They went on the road and beat Indiana and went on the road and beat Notre Dame, just like I said they were going to do. Remaining schedule, UCF, at Navy, at Tulane, Tulsa, at South Florida, number 23 SMU, and at East Carolina. So I'm sticking to it. I think Cincinnati goes undefeated and possibly makes the playoffs. Another team I was right about, number 18 Arizona State. They had a hiccup and lost at number 23 BYU. Turned out to be better than what I thought they would be. Probably going to be on the teams I was wrong about video. Anyways, they're 5-1, number 18. Remaining schedule, at Utah, Washington State, USC, at Washington, at Oregon State, Arizona. Yeah, I think it's safe to say that Arizona State's going to have a great season and probably win the Pac-12 South. Shifting over to the SEC, we're going to start with number 17 Arkansas. They're 4-2. I said Arkansas was going to have a big year this year. They were the best 3-loss team last year. So far, so good. Yes, they have 2 losses. A blowout loss to Georgia, but Georgia's invincible right now. And a 2-point conversion loss to Ole Miss. But they also have wins against number 15 Texas and number 7 Texas A&M. Remaining schedule, Auburn, Arkansas, Pine Bluff, Mississippi State, at LSU, at number 5 Alabama, and Missouri. So yeah, I think Arkansas continues to have that bounce back season. 9-3. 8-4, good bowl. Same thing for Ole Miss. They're number 13 in the nation. Right now, they're 4-1. Their only loss was to Alabama. Remaining schedule, at Tennessee, LSU, at Auburn, Liberty, number 21 Texas A&M, Vanderbilt, at Mississippi State. Number 5, Alabama. I was sort of right about Alabama. I said they would take a step back this year. Really haven't taken that step back, but they did lose to Texas A&M just like I predicted. And that was looking like it was not going to happen because Texas A&M was looking like crap on offense. Alabama was looking really good. But it did happen, so I'm good with that. Number 1, Georgia. I'm right about Georgia except for one thing. I did have Clemson beating Georgia, so I was wrong about that. Everything else, correct. They're 6-0. I think they're going to get to the playoffs undefeated. Remaining schedule, number 11, Kentucky at home. Number 20, Florida in Jacksonville. Missouri at Tennessee. Charleston Southern at Georgia Tech. Toughest test left, number 11, Kentucky at home, and the neutral game against number 20, Florida. After that, smooth sailing. Speaking of Kentucky, number 11, Kentucky. I was super right about Kentucky, and I definitely got called crazy for that. 6-0. I predicted Kentucky would finish 2nd in the SEC East this year. Looks like that's going to happen, especially with the big win over number 10 Florida, 20-13. People said that's not going to happen. Florida's going to walk all over Kentucky. Remaining schedule, at number 1, Georgia, at Mississippi State, Tennessee, at Vanderbilt, New Mexico State, at Louisville. Yep, Kentucky's going to finish 2nd in the SEC East. Another team that I predicted to have a big bounce back year, number 7, Penn State. They're 5-1. Last year they went 4-5. I said, Penn State fans, relax. This year Penn State will have a 10-win season. You're crazy, Golden Blue Dude. We'll be lucky to get to a bowl. Do you realize that you still have James Franklin as your head coach? Well, I did. They're 5-1, and the remaining schedule is Illinois, at number 6 Ohio State, at Maryland, number 8 Michigan, Rutgers, at number 10 Michigan State. Yes, they have a brutal schedule remaining. Penn State looks like a really good team. I still believe in Penn State and having a 10-win season. Now, here's the teams that I was right about sliding back this year. First team, Miami, the Hurricanes. They're 2-3. I didn't predict it to be this bad, but I'm still right. They're 2-3. Remaining schedule, at North Carolina, number 20 2022, NC State at Pitt, Georgia Tech at Florida State, Virginia Tech at Duke. They'll be lucky to get to a bowl. Second team I was right about is Indiana getting exposed. And that's exactly what's happened. They're 2-3. Remaining schedule, number 10, Michigan State, number 6, Ohio State, at Maryland, at number 8, Michigan, Rutgers, Minnesota, at Purdue. I think Indiana still has a chance to get to a bowl, but that's about it. Number 25, Texas. I was correct in saying they were going to be overrated this year. They were built to be a top 10 team this year. I was like, what are you talking about? That's crazy. Well, so far, they're 4-2 with a number 25 ranking. Remaining schedule, number 12, Oklahoma State, at Baylor, at Iowa State, Kansas, at West Virginia, Kansas State. Now, I still think Texas is going to have a successful season, but they're not a top 10 team like people were saying in the preseason. However, they could get close, so hopefully I don't have to make a video eating those words. Number 14, Notre Dame. I told people that Notre Dame was not going to go undefeated. I think I predicted them to go 8-4. However, I did not see USC and North Carolina sucking so bad. Yeah, they're going to be on the teams I was wrong about video. But they did lose to Cincinnati at home, which I predicted. Remaining schedule, USC, North Carolina, Navy, at Virginia, Georgia Tech, at Stanford. I still think there's one loss in there somewhere. Maybe at Virginia or at Stanford. That's the one I'm looking at. Another team that I was right about in saying that they were going to be overrated, Auburn. They were also built up to be this team that was going to contend for the SEC West. Based on what? They're a decent team, but not an elite team. They're 4-2, non-ranked. Remaining schedule, at number 17, Arkansas, number 13, Ole Miss, at number 21, Texas A&M, Mississippi State, at South Carolina, number 5, Alabama. At least 2 more losses remain on that schedule. Another team that I was right about that was going to take a nosedive this year, and that's Colorado. Colorado had a surprisingly good season last year. I told Buffalo fans, don't expect that this year. In fact, you're probably not going to make a bowl. Looks like that's going to be true. They're 1-4, and they look pathetic. Remaining schedule, Arizona at Cal, at number 9, Oregon, Oregon State at UCLA, Washington at Utah. And there's one more team that I want to talk about. I told everybody at the beginning of the season that Stanford is better than people realize. I didn't say they were going to be elite, go undefeated, win the Pac-12, just better than what people expect. Right off the bat, they get blown out by Kansas State. I'm like, yikes, that does not look like a good prediction at all. What's happened since? An upset win at number 14 USC. They were the team that exposed the Trojans. And an upset win at home against number 3 Oregon. They're 3-3. Remaining schedule, at Washington State, Washington, Utah, at Oregon State, Cal, number 14 Notre Dame. Yes, I think there's 3 wins in there to get Stanford to a bowl. Stanford is a better team than people were giving them credit for in the preseason. So there's the I told you so teams list. So keep your eye out for the video on teams I was wrong about list. Yes, it's coming. That's all I got for this show. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll see you on my next show.